Alright, so today I am finally going to be starting the build on this Traxxas UDR. I actually did a trade deal on it. The very first video I did on this car, I'd let you guys know I traded my Losi laser nut for this Traxxas UDR. And then at the end of the video I started blowing this thing apart, had it all in pieces like it is right now. And I ended up cleaning everything up. Everything cleaned up really nice. Of course, there is some wear on some parts, like the bottom skid, the trailing arms, stuff like that. The front bumper is broke, like I said before, but we have a brand new, no, this ain't brand new, it's like new used bumper that I had. So I'm going to use that. I had a nice RPM setup I was going to put on it. The last video that I did this UDR on, I ended up buying a ton of new parts for it. I'm not going to use them. I decided that I'm not going to use any of the new parts that I bought for this truck, except I did put the HR hex, wheel hex and rotor setup on it. So I did get this put on it. The rest of the parts I decided not to put on the truck because I want to run this truck. And I know what you guys are thinking, oh, he's going to put it together, not run it. No, I have never driven a UDR before, and I really wanted to clean this thing up, fix what needed to be fixed on it. And I actually was going to put all those nice parts on it, but I decided, you know what? Let me run this truck for a little bit, and then I'll put all the goodies, nice parts back on it. Then we'll have a nice one in case I want to resell the car. You know, it'll be almost like new, pretty much. So that is my reasoning or thinking right now. But yeah, you guys, very excited to get this thing together. So without further ado, enough of me yapping, let's start putting it together. Alright, so what I'm going to start doing real quick, I'm just going to put some battery components on the chassis, like these little brackets and stuff like that. So and then we'll start doing the motor, front diff assembly and the gearbox and all that stuff afterward. But I'm going to go ahead and slap these on, then we'll just move on to the next step. And just like that, we are done with the little battery flap. Nice. Alright, let's move on to something else. Alright, so we're going to slap the motor and gearbox in. Now, I already put my screws back in where they were supposed to go when after I disassembled the car. So I'm going to pull these screws back out, and you always want to remember where you took them out at. So what I do is I'm just going to take them out and put them on my tray as they kind of were on the chassis. So it looks like only 4 bolts are holding this down. So you want to put your wire right through the hole in the chassis here. And then slap this bad boy in here, like so. Boom, then you just put your 4 screws in, and that's it. Alright, motor and gearbox is in. So we have the front diff / bell crank assembly. Now, some of you may not know on this truck, so these 2 pieces here used to be plastic. I recommend upgrading to a hardened steel like these here. So I actually had to replace these because this one was busted up. So now we got a nice hardened steel center drive shaft spleen here. So we're gonna, hopefully I'm doing this in the right steps. Hope I don't miss a step and then have to take something off to put something else on. Sometimes I do that. I forget to put something on, and then I got to take it off and put something else on or whatever. You guys get the gist of it. So we're going to flip it over, make sure everything lines up, and it should slide right in just like that. And there we go, she is in. Got to make sure that your steering assembly goes in those little dimples down there. like so. And then after we get this on, we will be putting the servo in and get it connected to the bell crank. All right, next we got the servo assembly here, and it's gonna go right in just like that. And make sure you run your wire through this hole too. There's a hole right in here. You gotta run your wire through there, and then you can mount everything up. Boom, there it is. Just like that, baby. We got the servo hooked up. Okay, let me figure out what step I want to do next. Alright, so we got the ESC on the chassis and hooked up to the motor. Plugins are hooked up to the chassis, and then the receiver box is on with the, everything's wired in now. So we just got to slap this cover on and we're good to go. So we'll throw these 2 screws in and then we'll start on something else. Alright, this thing is looking really nice. Did get the bottom skid on. So the next thing is we are going to put the front half of this cage on, and then we'll do the back. Alright, you guys, I got the cage all assembled and on the car, on the chassis. So what I'm going to have to do is end up taking this bottom plate off here, because I got to connect the drive line to the motor, so that'll have to come back off. I forgot about putting that drive line on. I just didn't want it on yet. But yeah, it's looking really nice. We are rocking and rolling. Oh, first I'm going to go ahead and put the panels on the cage. So we'll go ahead and throw these stock panels back on the cage, and then I'll show you guys that, and we'll go to the next step. Alright, so we're going to do a little update here. I did get the panels on, and we have the front and rear A-arms on as well, along with the links connected to the bell crank. And then we have these nice HR hexes with the calipers. So here we go. This is what we got done so far. It's all looking pretty good. It's turning out really nice and clean. Better than what I thought, actually. I didn't think it would turn out this good. I got the entire suspension buttoned up. A-arms, rear axle, shocks. Everything's pretty much complete. I mean, once I start working on something, I just keep going. Sometimes I'll even forget to film sections that I want to film. I just keep working. So all I got to do is get the light kit on, the body, and the wheels and tires, and it's finished. The car's going to be good. It cleaned up very well. It really looks nice. I'm very excited to get this done. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get this buttoned up, and I'm going to show you when the car's all finished. Okay, so that's it. We are done with this Traxxas UDR that I took in as a trade. And it was well worth me trading the low-C laser nut for this Traxxas UDR. This thing turned out really nice. I'm happy with it. I used all the stock parts mostly on the truck. I did put new wheels and tires on it. I am going to run this truck. This body, it does have a few scuffs and scrapes on it. So I'm going to run this truck. And that's why I didn't put all the new parts on it. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think about the restoration. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you. And like I always say, go out and just get you an RC, clean it up, restore it, whatever you got to do, fix it, and then either put it on your shelf, like I usually do, or go run it. As for everybody else that love my content, I appreciate that very much. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch this channel. That's pretty simple as that. Not a big deal. One thing I want to say, you put any kind of negative comments down below, I'm going to either respond to you or you're just going to get deleted from the channel. It's just simple as that. And when I respond to you, it's probably not going to be nice. So, but that's just how I work. That's how I am. But that's it, you guys. That's all I got. I appreciate you watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for more videos. And we'll see you on the next one.